I've got over 100,000 followers across 3 platforms, and I grew my audience to this number in just over a year. I did this alongside getting similar results for my clients as well. And honestly, building my community on social media is probably one of the best things I've done for my business in terms of how many opportunities it's brought me. In the past year alone, I've landed more clients than I ever have, all from building my audience. I've also become monetized on YouTube. I've had my first few brand deals on social media. I've sold some digital products. And most importantly, I've built my reputation online to a point that people trust me and trust what I say. They hold me as an authority in my space. Because let's be honest, although they say that followers are not that important when it comes to building a loyal community on social media, having the followers opens so many doors, and people are more likely to trust and want to work with creators that are well known. As humans, we are naturally drawn to things that are popular. If other people trust you and follow you, then new viewers are likely to do the same. How many times have you watched a really interesting video or post from someone, then you click on their profile and then you see they don't have that many followers and you hesitate to click that follow button? However, on the flip side, you see a post from someone and you click on their profile and they have tons and tons of followers, you are more likely to follow them. It is just human nature. So in this video, I'm going to tell you everything that I've learned so far this past year so that you can grow an audience this year just like I did last year. First things first, when it comes to setting goals for this year, what you don't want to do is set an outcome goal. For example, don't set a goal of what number of followers you want to reach by a certain point. That is an outcome goal. This is a mistake that I made very, very early on, and I was really disappointed when I didn't hit those numbers. Because honestly, at the end of the day, you can't completely control how many people view your content, how many people click that follow button, or how many people click on your profile. And because you can't control that, it's very difficult to measure what success actually looks like. Because on one random Wednesday morning, you might receive 1 million views that you completely did not expect from a 7-second video that you posted onto your page. And the next day, you might barely scrape 200 views on a video you spent 10 minutes planning, preparing, recording, filming, and editing for. The honest truth is organic social media growth can be very unpredictable sometimes. So what you want to do instead is set action goals. What action goals are you going to do every single day to achieve your desired outcome? Because you can control your actions. I quickly realized that one thing I can actually commit to and I can actually actively do every single day is stay consistent. That is something that is within my control. And I knew that if I was able to control my actions, then the desired outcome, which is I want to have loads and loads of followers and a lot of people that watch my content and that join my community, I realized that that will eventually come as long as I'm fulfilling the actions. So it became my action goals for the year to post 4 pieces of short form content every single week and 4 pieces of long form content every single month. And if I can achieve that, then I am successful, regardless of how many followers I got and how many views I got. Because I guarantee you, if you stick to your action goals, the success will 100% come. It's just a matter of time. Most success comes from being able to do the same thing repeatedly over and over and over and over again for a long period of time. Let's forget the whole idea of quick success, quick growth, and going viral. Although you can create content strategically that will go viral. However, it should not be your intention to create viral content all the time. So again, if you are consistent, it will lead to growth 100% as long as you are following the next few steps that I'm going to share with you in the rest of this video. Another thing that I want you to take seriously if you're really, really down to create an audience this year is don't put all of your eggs in one basket when it comes to choosing a platform that you want to grow on. 2024 really taught me that all platforms can be taken away from us in the blink of an eye. The whole TikTok ban drama has affected thousands and thousands of creators. Many creators rely on TikTok solely to create their income and to survive. So when the threat of the ban became very, very real for these creators, they were scrambling to post their content onto different platforms. Don't make that mistake and make sure you're diversifying from very early on. Don't give any platform that kind of power over your career. Diversify your content onto other platforms as well. So anything you post on TikTok, make sure you have a page for Instagram and you're posting the same content there. And obviously, if you want to grow on Instagram too, then you can create a separate strategy. But I would definitely still just repurpose all of my content from one platform to other platforms. So you can repurpose your TikTok videos onto Instagram, onto YouTube Shorts, onto your Instagram stories even, put it in your highlights. Just make sure that all of your content is in multiple places. I'm going to show you exactly how I repurpose my content. So this is what I do to ensure that I can post simultaneously onto TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram without killing myself. And it's very low effort for me to do this, by the way. So starting at the top with my long form content, which is my YouTube videos like this one. Each video would be typically between 10 to 15 minutes long. Once I've completed these videos and I've posted them onto YouTube, I would go back to my YouTube scripts and take out specific points for each and every single script. And then I would turn those into smaller scripts for short form talking head videos. So it's pretty much just copying and pasting the same script, making minor tweaks in things like the hook and in how I end off those videos. And then I will re-record that, which doesn't take long at all. And then that will get edited specifically for short form content. These will be posted mainly on Instagram and YouTube Shorts, sometimes TikTok. And then those same little mini scripts would be turned into LinkedIn posts. So I'd basically switch it from a script to a written piece of content, which is also very easy to do with some minor tweaks. You would never even be able to tell that it was originally a script. It just looks like it's a mini written piece of content for a LinkedIn post. And then for my Instagram strategy, everything I post on Instagram, I also post those same videos onto LinkedIn, because now you can post videos on LinkedIn. So I will also make sort of trendy Instagram videos. I will make other types of content that is not talking head, and all of those videos are specifically for Instagram. However, I will repurpose them onto LinkedIn and to YouTube Shorts. For TikTok, my strategy is very different. I think of TikTok as my chilling hangout spot where I don't really talk about work. I don't talk about business. It's just somewhere I post for fun. I post a lot of family content. I post a lot of food, lifestyle content, things like that. However, occasionally I will take my content from TikTok too and repost that onto the other platforms as well. This constant repurposing of my content and putting it on the different platforms is to help me get as many eyeballs as I possibly can on all of my content. That's the goals. Eyeballs, eyeballs, eyeballs. You want everyone in every place to see your content. Now, your video on TikTok might get 1 million views, and then that same video might get 1 million views on YouTube Shorts. The coolest thing about this is you didn't really put in any extra effort. However, you're getting 1 million extra views from different people on another platform. Using this repurposing strategy has really helped my growth on all of the platforms, and it's helped me grow without overexerting myself and burning out. The only thing I would say is make sure you're creating systems for this. So have somewhere where you're planning all this content and you're able to just duplicate and post on other platforms. I do have a content calendar, content planner that I use. You can find that in the link in my description if you want to use as well, but you can really just plan all of your content on there and put your final pieces of content on there too. So you could just re-download it and post it onto other platforms too. It's just a really good way to keep everything tidy. Then you also want to be using a scheduling tool so you can schedule it out on all of these platforms so that they auto post and you're not doing it manually every single time, because I can't even imagine how confusing and time consuming and exhausting that would be. Honestly, I have a VA that does help me. I just focus on creating the original pieces of content. Then my VA will go and repurpose that into content for all the different platforms. This process has allowed me to post hundreds of times across the year onto different platforms and gain millions and millions of views. Another thing that has also really helped me to create a whole bunch of content that I can repurpose and reuse over and over again is to get into the habit of filming everything. Literally anything can be content. You may think that the daily tasks you do every day, day to day, are mundane, but people will be entertained and people will like what you create. There's always an audience out there for you. How many TikTok videos have you seen of other creators eating their lunch, cleaning their bedroom, cleaning their bathroom, cooking their dinner, sitting at work, stacking convenience store shelves that they work in, or literally sitting in front of their laptop and typing away? going for a walk. Literally the most boring things that one can do every single day can be content. And this will really help you make planning content a lot more manageable, because it doesn't really take a lot of additional effort to film and create content of things you're going to be doing every single day anyway. The only thing is getting into the habit of filming it. When I first started out, I would just completely forget about filming. Like, I would do something that is actually probably quite exciting, but I would forget to film it, and that's the issue. But once you start doing it on a daily basis and reminding yourself, then over time it will become a habit. I have an entire album on my phone called B-rolls, and it's literally just a folder full of random things that I'm doing in my day that I will later go in and turn into content, and I will use the same videos multiple times for different types of content. And sometimes I do this without a plan. I just film it, and then I think I can come up with the idea of how I'm going to edit this and how I'm going to present this piece of content later. I just want to make sure that I film everything. I think also another thing that prevents people from creating content and building their audience is they think every single piece of content that they make needs to be original. They think that in order to make good content, it has to be super authentic. You have to be super creative. Every video or post that you put out there has to have never been thought of before, and it cannot resemble anyone else's content. This is a misconception that I definitely had early on too. However, I couldn't have been more wrong, because as Mark Twain said, there is no such thing as a new idea. It is impossible. We simply take a lot of old ideas and put them into a sort of mental kaleidoscope. And also, as Pablo Picasso has said, good artists copy, great artists steal. Now, I'm not saying you should go out there and copy creators' work, because that is not cool, especially copying everything word for word, frame by frame. I've seen some creators literally copy the exact same shot, the exact same words, the exact same music. That is not cool. I don't want you to do that unless you're going to credit the creator too. However, a huge part of my social media strategy is taking inspiration from other creators. I do this a lot, and I really don't think there's anything wrong with it as long as you're using your own personality and your own authentic flair to tweak that content and change it to fit you. My most viral content has come from being inspired by other creators and recreating their work in my style. And luckily, this strategy is also very easy and takes the lowest effort to follow. One thing I do a lot of is something called mindful scrolling, which is basically where you scroll on social media with the intention of looking for inspiration for content. So you're not just mindlessly scrolling and consuming content, you're actually watching it with a creator's eye, and you're trying to think of ways that you can be inspired by other people's content. And I do this a lot. So I watch other people's content, and especially content that's done well, and I try to envision how I could recreate this but tweak it to be authentic to me. So for example, I had this video go viral where me and my husband are standing with two laptop screens, and on my screen it says "we are looking for," and then on his screen it says "a second wife for me," and then he quickly changes it to "small businesses that want to grow on social media." Now, this content idea wasn't original. I used the same idea from loads and loads of other videos that I seen doing something very similar. However, I tweaked it to make it original and to make it authentic to us. And then this content went viral. The best thing about taking other people's content as inspiration is knowing that if it goes viral for them, then why wouldn't it go viral for me? You're almost guaranteeing the success of your content when you're taking inspiration from other people's. Another way I generate content ideas is searching specific keywords on TikTok around my niche and then looking to see what other type of content in my niche does well. So you can do this by typing keywords related to your niche in TikTok, and then you want to filter it to, let's say, this month, the last 3 months, and then also most liked. This way you're going to find content that is targeted to a similar audience as yours that does really well. You can also use this to take inspiration, or basically use the same topic ideas, use the same content styles, things like that. But again, I do want to reinforce that it is super important to make sure you're adding your own authenticity to the content and do not completely steal other people's work. And lastly, what I would say is it's really important to plan your content in advance. This is one thing that also does guarantee success. It's very difficult to stay consistent when you wake up every single day and you think, what am I going to post today? And you try to plan on the spot. It's just not going to work. You need to be planning your content in advance. I literally plan my content a month in advance. So it's my goal to post 16 posts a week on Instagram, and I will plan all of that a month in advance. And if I do have ideas on the spot, then I will just add them to the plan and do them on the spot. But there's always content going out regardless of what new ideas I come up with on the spot. If you guys did like this video and it was useful to you, if you took anything from it that you think is going to benefit you this year, then this is your reminder to tell YouTube that you like it by clicking the like button. This will really help grow my channel, which is something I really want to do this year. And obviously, when you engage with my content, YouTube pushes it out to more people. And I guess I'll see you entrepreneurs, content creators, and business owners next week if you're subscribed.